Now here we have a pentatonic S3XL derivation here. 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the long pattern, and it actually came from the short patterns. Here's let's just spell the word cage. C-A-G-E-D. 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 It keeps going around. Or in fifths, C-G-D-A-E. 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 See, it just keeps going around and around. So you just use the same string shapes and just put them in order, and you can build going up and you can build going down. But guess what? There's more to it than that. They also connect to the right and to the left. You can do them in fifths, fourths going towards the fret nut, fifths going away from the fret nut, or you can go caged going away from the fret nut, and pentatonic, which is the cage word backwards, going towards the fret nut. So if we start on C here, C to A is 3, 4, 5, A is 5, 6, A to G, this is in caged now, 6, 7 root, okay, cage C, A, G, E, 7 root 2, and 2, 3, 4. That's caged. Going backwards is D. Okay, then D to what? D to E. And then E to G. Then G to A. This is the descending pentatonic scale, which is a cage word backwards. And then A to C on up. C even goes down to D there. And then I have a little half position down here, the E position, which I'm tuned to, down C tuned. We can also go in fourths if we go to the left. So starting from like C from up here, or starting from, let's say, the E. So we go E, the fourth of E is the A shape. Now there's no sharing. No sharing of notes. None of this. Just this. So it's E is root 7, 2. And then we go to the fourth of that string shape. E string shape is A string shape. Is 6, 5. The fourth of E. Okay, so we should get a complete string shape there. 7 root 2 right here. Got the E wrong. E is 2 root 7, then the fourth is 6, 5, then its fourth is 4, 3, 2, which is the D. So it goes E, A, D. Okay, so they're fourths of one another going up the other way, starting D. The fifth of D is A. So we got 5, 6. The fifth of A is E again. Fifth of E goes to the C string shape, not B. So we go to 3, 4, 5 up here. Alright, so that's how to move around with the string shapes. Up, down, and right and left. So that's the beauty of the string shape system, is once you learn them as modularized individuals, you can move them around and fit them together as you like, no matter where you are. You could be in the middle of something, of a groove or something, and just realize, hey, this is a root string shape here. Okay, so I know if I have root 2, 3, I can go up to 4, 5, 6 like that from there. Okay, now I didn't show you how to link together the long ones because we usually just use the long patterns to play back into the short ones. So let's look at that. Say we put our capo back, so this is where your fret nut is. Let's say we're going to play, I don't know, an A-shaped C up here. Alright, actually let's say we're going to play the A shape here. This is the key of A now, right? So if we're going to play a long pattern to be 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7 root 2, like that. So that's pretty much taken us into the next cage. 7 root 2, and then 3, 4, 5, like that. 6, 7 root. So 6, 7 root is the G cage. So we've gone from an A shape now to a G shape. A G-shaped A. So we've actually used the long pattern to go back into the short patterns. That's why we don't usually talk about horizontal movement with the long patterns, but it can be done. It can be done. If we look at it in the key of C, which might be easier, it'd be root 2, 3, and then just a half step up, 4, 5, 6, like that. Okay, or if you're treating C as the fifth, in the key of F, it would be like 5, 6, 7, half step, root 2, 3, half step, 4, 5, 6. Here's B flat C to D. D is the sixth of F, like that. So you can use the long patterns to go right and left like that too. And when we look at the big picture here, which is the pattern stack, how the long patterns go into the short patterns again, and how the short patterns feed into the long patterns, it's important to realize that's shape fitting. That's pattern shape fitting. There's two types of shape fitting. There's pattern shape fitting, and then there's the tuning warp shape fitting. Okay, so remember that the two lines up at the 5 here in P4 tuning, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a perfect fourth there. And then when you're coming out of it, you do the 5, 6, 7 root 2 pattern fitting there. Remember with that 5, 5, 6, 7 root right there. So it's still maintaining that perfect fourth there. So you get used to those two patterns. So let's take a closer look at that long pattern. Now, we have 7 labels here, 7 scales: Locrian, Phrygian, Aeolian, Dorian, Mixolydian, Ionian, Lydian. Okay? Now they are strictly only the modal scales if we use a diatonic scale at that point. So wherever we can start with the long patterns here. Remember, here's your long patterns. Root 4 and 5. And by the way, this root and this 4 here being part of the C, because 4 is the fourth of C, and root is the fourth of the fifth of the C shape in E. So the fourth of the C shape is E shape, becomes the root shape, which is like an E shape. Makes sense? Word-wise. Wow, it's windy and it's cold out today. So now with this pattern stack, we've got all the modes. We've got root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. Okay, so we can, if you use the diatonic, meaning all the steps of the scales, and just start on any one of them, you have that particular scale. So in Locrian, say if your fret nut's here, but I'm going to leave the capo off now, so this is where you're tuned to. If we're going to do a Locrian, it's going to be the 7th, E's going to be the 7th of F, so it'll be 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3, 4, like that. Now coming out of that 2, 3, 4, normally we'd go 2, 3, 4, and then 7 root 2, like that. 2, 3, 4, 7 root 2. Okay? Kind of lost my place there. Whatever. 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, we're going into the long pattern. I'm thinking, you hear me